Hello everyone, welcome to this very first historical moment in the history of the sport, the very first UCI mountain bike World Championship here in Val di Fassa, Trentino. Thanks for joining. There will be, of course, we have some guests, our riders, we're gonna interview them, and of course you're free, we're gonna have a little time at the end to interact with the riders. So I'm gonna take position and start with Richie Ruud. Richie, welcome back, I'd say, to Val di Fassa. First of all, congratulations on another overall title this season. At this point, you are the best in the history of the sport, owning 4 titles between EWS and World Cup. How tough was this one, the last one, over the...
Yeah, I mean, I think each title was always pretty tough, but I mean, this year has definitely been one of my best years. I was on the podium in every race, so it definitely made things a bit easier when it came down to it on the last race. So it was actually quite fun in Ludenville. Like, wasn't too stressed, but I don't know. I guess I wouldn't say it was an easier year, but it was pretty fun, and the results always came, so it was enjoyable.
It was good. We remember you being crowded world champion in 2013 in downhill in Pietermaritzburg, South Africa, and then you switched to Enduro next year. So it's been exactly 10 years of your career within this discipline. How different does this week feel, and what it could be for you to be potentially the very first owning a double title?
Yeah, I didn't think about the double title. That's pretty neat. Yeah, I guess like with Enduro, I've been part of it for 10 years now, and yeah, that World Championship, it was my second year in juniors, so yeah, that was like my big goal for the year, was to win that for juniors, and I was pretty happy about that. And yeah, this is quite big. Like yeah, we've been racing for a while now with EWS and yeah, EDR, and yeah, I'm really gunning for this title, and I want it, and yeah, it'll be hard if I don't get it. I would definitely want to keep coming back to try and get it, and yeah.
In terms of preparation, we all know that World Champs is a special race, especially in other disciplines of mountain bike and cycling in general. It's like one go, and it's usually kind of all or nothing. Like you have this run that is World Champ run or race. Is this the case for Enduro as well? And how do you approach here the words in Val di Fassa, Trentino?
Yeah, I think it's we were thinking about this the other day, and we were wondering if like the pace would be any different at this race versus other EDRs. And I think with Enduro, you kind of have to remember you have to we have 5 stages on Sunday, so we can't just go all out and then either tire ourselves out or like ruin the bike. So I think it's going to be a little bit of pacing throughout the day, but I think just knowing it is one race, you could probably let it out a little bit more, and I think we're fortunate that it's after our finals, so we can kind of,
Sure.
If you have an issue, it doesn't matter as much as if we were during the season. So yeah, I think it's going to be tough the first one, knowing kind of how much to push yourself and how much everybody else is pushing.
Cool. Well, thanks. Hatti, it's up to you. Again, congratulations for your overall title this year, the very first. Was it really hard to put it out of your mind all day during racing last weekend in Ludenville?
Yeah, I knew all day it was super close, and yeah, even just coming into the race, there was, I guess, a bit of pressure I put on myself to perform one last time. But yeah, I feel like I just tried to enjoy the day and the conditions that we were given, and yeah, everyone's in the same boat, so I just tried to make the best of what I had, and yeah, I guess it went the right way.
You've been in a very good flow.
Yeah, I tried all year.
Of course, it has been a super tight battle with the reigning champion, Isa, and who has been a dominant character in Enduro for many years. And when we look back at the history of Enduro, especially in your category, there's been those characters, Tracy, Cecile, Isa. Do you feel you can be the next athlete, to conquer several championships have been like, continuing this legacy in the sport?
I like to think so. I like to think I'm still young in my career, and I still have a lot of time ahead of me. So hopefully I can go on to back it up one day. Whether that would be next year or a couple of years from now, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But the competition's still super fierce with Ella and Morgan and even Melanie. Like it's hard to be at the top. So I guess we just have to wait and see. I'd love to be able to win as much as those other ladies have done. It's very impressive what they have achieved, so maybe one day.
Maybe one day, and we wish you that for sure. On top of everything, you are such a complete rider. I mean, recently you just posted the amount of world champs you've been taking part. At a young age, it's pretty impressive. 11 so far. This is going to be the 12th in your career. What's your feeling going into another world in the discipline where you just won the World Cup?
I think it's pretty special. I've never been going this well into a World Championships before, so I'm really hoping it's going to go really well, but at the same time I think it helps me a bit because I've been to a lot of World Championships. I've been through the mindset and the structure of one, and obviously this is a bit different with it being enduro, but the idea behind it is still the same. So I like to think it's going to put me on the front foot a little bit, but I guess we'll see come Sunday.
Of course. Thanks a lot. On to Mirko. Thank you for the microphone. Mirko, you had a very good season this year. Plenty of top 10. We're pretty excited as Italians to have you fourth in finale, but there's been also up and downs in the season, like the last weekend, not so fantastic. How happy are you, how satisfied are you with your season?
Yeah, the season was really good. My riding was better than the last years, and for sure I made a good progress this year, and I was really happy about the season. Sometimes we can't manage everything, and mechanicals are, in this sport is normal, and we have to accept it, and it was really good.
So happy with the season. Of course, as we said, the best result was in finale. How does racing in Italy on your home soil feels for you, and does Italy gives you more confidence than racing in?
Yeah, of course, to race in Italy is a little bit different because there are all the people cheering for you. But this season I was feeling like I was faster also outside of Italy, and of course maybe faster than in Italy some races. But I had some problems, and it was nice also outside of Italy. So I'm confident.
Of course, representing Italy, being part of the national team, you also represent a little bit the history of a sport within a nation that was very important and key in the development of the sport. We all remember, the first EWS held in Punta Ala many years ago. Having the world champs been awarded to Val di Fassa Trentino and therefore to Italy, and you on the national jersey, how do you feel like this whole mood going into the weekend?
It's like a big pleasure and a big emotion, and I think to wear the national jersey is different, and I feeling like you have an extra power for the race, and everything is super.
Well, there'll be a lot of spectators, of course, cheering for you. Thanks, Mirko. On to Ryan Gilchrist from Australia. Ryan, again, we need to start from congratulations on winning the overall EEDR. You got 2 wins on the season. Happy with the season? Could have been better?
I'm pretty pleased with my season, especially considering performance last year, building on last year's performance. Winning a World Cup at the start of the year in finale was very special, and then being able to build on that with some more podiums and another win, and then at the end winning the overall, couldn't be happier. Very, very special, and to be able to do that at the same time as racing Crankworx and win 2 overalls in 1 year, yeah, couldn't ask for a better season.
So pretty happy about this season. Congratulations, of course. You're a very young rider who embraced E, and that's a topic. And you know, you had shown the potential of this type of bikes, this category within Enduro. What would be your message for young rider when it comes to e-bikes and kind of overcoming those misconceptions that e-bike are for older, retired, fat, unhealthy people?
Well, I think first of all, you can ride an e-bike the easy way or the hard way, and you can ride an e-bike the easy way and, you know, take it nice and chill and boost up the hills, or you can ride an e-bike the hard way and use that power to take you further and ride more and descend more. So I think as tools, e-bikes have a very, very large part in the sport of mountain biking, and I think not just with e-biking, but in all areas of biking, and I guess all areas of sport, when something new comes up, embrace it as an opportunity, because you never know what the future might hold. And I think being a young rider in the sport, being the youngest, one of the younger riders in the category, and being able to win it, I think it definitely shows that if you commit yourself to something, you know, the unexpected can occur, and especially if it's in a category that you had nothing planned for in the original stages.
And that can happen this weekend again on another level, which is the very first world champ. How do you feel about, you know, dreaming or, you know, looking forward to that rainbow stripes on Sunday?
Yeah, I really do like rainbow jerseys, and I'd really like one for myself. And coming off an overall, it's, you know, a little bit of confidence, and especially knowing that the pace is there, knowing that I belong here is a big part of it. And yeah, just as the people who spoke before about the season being over, like the World Cup season being over, and being able to have, you know, one last shot, one last race, and be able to push the pace, push really hard, take some risks and roll the dice. Looking forward to doing it, and looking forward to doing it in an exciting venue like Fassa.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you for your vision as well at a young age. Flo, we need your voice now. Flo Pineda from Chile, representing South America within the world of mountain bike, and you represented it very, very well over the last 3 years. Triple crown, let's say, in EEDR. Congratulations for that. How difficult was this season over the past season, and are you happy about the result of this season?
Well, I would say in terms of competition, this would be the toughest season I had, but at the same time, I think all the work and all the environment inside the team was so good that for me was the best year, and I think that also shows in the results. So yeah, it was a great season, had a lot of fun in every race, and yeah, happy about the year.
What do you think about the course here in Fassa Trentino? Does it suit you? Do you think it's going to be like hyper challenging or too easy? What do you think?
Well, I love Canasei. I always been a fan of this venue. It haven't been always my best result, but always enjoying it. For this Sunday, I think conditions, it's hard to tell right now. I haven't ridden since the snow came, so it's gonna be different. But yeah, I'm keen. I hope that all the winter training in Canada is gonna be worth it now, riding in the snow, so we'll see.
Good. Well, that's a good point. What do you think are going to be your biggest rivals over the weekend? And do you think the race will have for you a different strategy than World Cup?
I think the biggest competition is gonna be the strongest rider of the last venue. That was Rafa, that unfortunately had a crash in the last stage, but she was leading, and also Estelle, that she's been doing quite a few e-bike races during the year. So I think those are the girls that are going stronger. And in terms of strategy, we'll see tomorrow after practice. But as the other riders said, it's the last race of the season, so I think it's a good opportunity also to give it all and risk it.
All right. Thank you, Flo. All right. I think we can wrap it up. Thanks, Ryder. As we all know, the program, well, actually, stages have changed a little bit. I would like to thank Willy and his team on behalf of the whole world of Enduro to be so brave to run a competition in this condition and to find the best out of your beautiful, incredible mountain. We fell in love with Val di Fassa Trentino years ago, and it's hard to go back. So I think it's a great celebration of the sport, of the history of the sport, and of you athletes. Wishing everybody full gas, a good race for everybody, and we'll see each other in the next days. Thanks, everybody.